All right. It's a little bit scary face to be showing big screen here, but we're going to do it. So this is a video here. Let me take it off the screen for a sec. This is a video I saw today on Twitter. And I really feel like this is the sentiment from a lot of people these days. People are working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, barely getting by, barely being able to afford groceries, afford gas, afford their rent or mortgage payments. There's a lot of people who are in this spot, and probably 1 out of 10,000 people who feel like this actually make a video and share it online. If not less than that, maybe 1 in 100,000 people. So this is kind of the sentiment around the world, whether you're in the UK, whether you're in Canada, the US, anywhere on earth is all feeling this exact same way. And this is the feeling that you would get when a currency is dying, when it seems like no matter how hard you work, no matter how much you do, you cannot get ahead. And there's a lot of people in some very unfortunate circumstances right now who are trapped in the fiat system, the slavery system. People get scared of that word and don't like hearing it, but that's exactly what it is. Not my opinion. Bless you. Bless you. Harney's having a little sneeze attack out there. Maybe he's, yeah. Okay, let's move on. So here she is. Let's listen to what she has to say and then let's talk about it.
I don't know how much longer I can stomach living in this fucking country. I literally am.
Sorry. I meant to give a disclaimer here before we play the video that there's a lot of F words in this and even the C word. So if you're listening to this with kids around, this would be the time to skip forward or pause it for a second. It's a minute-long video and probably 15 F-bombs. I'll do a count. No, actually, we're not. We're going to listen to her words, not her F-bombs.
I don't know how much longer I can stomach living in this fucking country. I literally am just existing right now. I have no fucking motivation to do absolutely anything. Everything seems so fucking pointless. I've literally worked my ass off from the age of fucking 20 to try and actually get somewhere. And what has it fucking got me? I don't have a house. I don't have any kids. I don't have a partner. I don't have fucking anything. This country literally sucks the fucking living life out of you and the living hope out of you like a mosquito. Do you know how fucking hard it is to have every motherfucker around you pretending that everything is fucking okay? It's not okay. It's not going to be okay. It's getting worse and it's going to get worse. I'm so tired of these cunts just fucking hoarding all the wealth and then blaming everyone else for not working hard enough. Like, I literally just want to scream into the fucking void. So many people are just like, yeah, well, what can we do about it? What do you mean, what can we fucking do about it? Are you just going to do nothing? You're just going to do nothing? Are you okay with this? Like, is anybody okay with this? I'm saving up and I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm fucking off. I can't do it anymore. I will literally off myself if I fucking stay in this country too much longer. So miserable and it's just, no. I'm so fucking miserable and I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done with this bullshit.
Well, I told you. I told you. All right. Well, a couple things to talk about there. Obviously, she's a beauty, I would say. I didn't count the F-bombs. Rick counted 18 there and the C word for a bonus, which counts as about 10 F words. But think about how fed up you have to be to make a video like that. Not only to just feel that way, to actually post it and take the time to edit it. There's a lot of rage there. And a couple things that she talked about there that she mentioned that I think a lot of us can relate to is, first of all, the pointless. And that's exactly what led me here, actually, to this show, to this house, to everything that I have now. Is just, I was going to work every day. And I was kind of in a weird place where I had just discovered that there's a lot more out there than I knew. And I was watching that I'll probably go on a couple different tangents here, so forgive me. But I was watching the rest of that interview from Breedlove and Robert Grant last night, and they were talking about this. They were talking about how we only see, I think they call it the Overton window, which is what the newspaper, the media, and the TV allows us to see. And that's kind of our reality. Even though there's a big world out there with a bunch of different things going on, the part that we see, the Overton window, is so small. And I feel like there's still a large chunk of the population who are trapped in that Overton window, and that's all they see. They're not ready for Bitcoin yet. They're not ready for, to hear that elections aren't really elections, and the big pharma is not necessarily looking out for your best interests, and the government, even though they pretend to be your friend, they're actually your enemy. There's a lot of different things out there that people, once you get to that point, and once you see that, life feels very pointless. And that's the point where I got to with I was, 10 years I spent in industry, and I went through 6 years of school, 10 years of work. And to me, it just felt like very pointless. And it wasn't that my job was pointless. It was just that I felt that what I was doing every day and what I was going to work for was not worth it to me. I had no motivation. Just like she said, I had no motivation to earn this much money or buy this thing. It just all disappeared. I was like, none of this makes sense. If they have the ability to print money, if there's a small group of people out there who control the money, can print money, can issue new debt, why am I even doing this? And I feel like there's a lot of people out there who feel that way that she expressed, maybe in a little bit tamer fashion with maybe 17 less F-bombs. But there's a lot of people out there who are going through that exact same thing. And when you get to that point, life is very meaningless, very pointless. When you're still going to work every day, doing something that you don't necessarily love and earning a currency that they can literally create out of thin air, life seems very pointless. And I see a few comments in the chat here saying that she needs Bitcoin. That's exactly true. That's exactly what got me out of that hump. And it's a very miserable place to be, as she said there. And you can tell in her voice and her tone and her F-bombs that that's where she is right now. And so on the other side of that, though, you have to get to that point. You have to reach that point. Whether you post it on the internet or you just feel that in here, you have to get to that point before you're going to be open-minded enough to start exploring Bitcoin. But once you realize that you can actually add value, you can help people, and you can earn a currency that isn't going to evaporate by the time you go to spend it, it changes everything. And Bitcoin isn't a currency. It's not just a get rich quick scheme or an investment. It's a totally different way to look at the world. Whether that's your health, your relationships, your family, everything, the food you eat, Bitcoin trickles into all that because it's such a different mentality than the fiat world we're used to. And there's probably more in there that I could talk about, but I think that's probably enough for now. Sorry, I'm kind of falling behind here in the old Zap.stream chat. I see the grinders over there. Zapped 121 sats. Thank you, my friend. And we got, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that name on here. So we won't. We'll say any GR0, Zap 21 sats as well. Thank you. And shared an image as well. The beauty of Zap.stream is that you can share links, you can share pictures, you can zap, you can do whatever the heck you want in there. There's no filters like there are on YouTube. Cayman says, one aspect that resonates with me is that when she talks to people, they all seem okay with it. Yes, that was the other thing I want to talk about. They know and don't want to do anything about it. That's the most fucking cowardly thing that you can do in life. If you realize that there's a problem in the world, regardless of what it is, and if you just say, well, nothing we can do about it, that's life, it is what it is, that's the most cowardly thing that you can do. Honestly. And I think that history will look back on a lot of people, and not only history, but people inside themselves, They're going to look back one day when they're 80 years old, 90 years old. Hopefully we make it that long, maybe 490 years old. Who knows? But there's going to be a lot of people out there who have regret for not doing anything about it, knowing that there was a big problem here, knowing that if we all just got together instead of fighting each other and being so divisive over the stupidest things, then maybe we could make actual change. And I really believe that. And there's a guy in the Living the Future chat, I think it was Bodie. He asked, what are you hoping to get out of the show? The Bitcoin journey and the channel. And I thought about that because it's, I ask myself that every day pretty much, why we're doing it. You have to do that in order to actually make a difference in your life. You have to ask why you're doing anything. But to me, it's like, we have the ability. This isn't a situation where we just say, okay, well, you know what? They have all the money. They have all the control. They're manipulating our entire life and brainwashing us into this bullshit system. Whatever. Nothing we can do about it. That's not true at all. It's not. And even if it's 1 or 2% and then 5% and then 10%, we have the ability to make actual change here. We have the tools available now. And I honestly believe that without Bitcoin, we would be in some significant trouble. But we have Bitcoin. We have the ability to make change. And it honestly takes one person at a time, one day at a time. And the exponential effect of Bitcoin and this whole awakening, this consciousness waking up at the same time, it's probably going to happen regardless of what you or I do, but we can still help push that forward in any way that we can. And that's what we're doing here. So I really believe that a small group of people does have the ability to make change. And actually, we'll tie into this next part here, which is the revolution will not be televised, which is the title of today's show, 45 minutes into it.